Hey guys, I know I'm a little bit early, but that's okay. We get a chance to chit chat before it's time to get started. Carla, you've got winter back in Oklahoma. Hopefully for a short spell. I don't blame you one bit. Deb, Kent's not here tonight, but I am. He is at a city council meeting. He's a councilman here. And it is sunny in Glendale, Arizona. You know what? The sun was out here today too. Ronnie, 22 degrees in northeastern Arizona. Brr! Linda Lombardo, my friend from Michigan. It's cold where you are too, below zero in Fargo. Jay, doctor, it was 20 below ambient air temperature this morning when I let my dogs out, and the news was telling us that the wind chill was 40 below. It was cold, let me tell you, it was cold. Deanna, hi from Prineville, Oregon. Welcome. And Joyce is here from Mesa. Do you got an extra bedroom down there? It is supposed to be, they've closed all of our schools in the whole Upper Peninsula already for, well, they closed them basically yesterday for today and tomorrow. So our kids don't have to go to school. And of course, me and a couple other of my old school chums were complaining. They never did that for us when we were going to school. We had to walk. Hi, SCVC. How are you? From Chicago, Illinois, our neighbors to the south, through Wisconsin, of course. Linda, my friend from New York, and Donna's here from North Carolina. Nancy is here from PA. Good to see you, Nancy. Joey, good evening from Southern California. Joey, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance with your question earlier. I just am not familiar with that brand of machine. I apologize. Linda says they had 6 inches of fluffy snow last night. Ah, you're lucky. It's too cold to snow here. Maureen is here. Hello from Kansas, Maureen. And Kay is in a very cold Florida. I know everybody is getting this Canadian clipper, they call it. Rita, my friend from Australia. Hi, good morning. And I know you are not dealing with the sub-zero temperatures that we are up here. Ronnie said it was 4 degrees in northeastern Arizona this morning, but that is just very, very cold, especially for Arizona. Jean is here from Mount Vernon, Washington. Good afternoon, Jean. So good to see you. Oh, Carla, you've got a great question. How do you keep the water from freezing? I don't know over the rest of the country, but up here, everything we have is buried. So we're very well insulated. We all have basements, and that's where our water comes in, as it comes from underground. So we really don't have a problem with water freezing as a rule. This house that I'm in, been here now for 68 years, never had frozen water once. Kathy is here from Southeast Northern Carolina. Welcome, Kathy. Nice to see you. And Delcia, oh, what a beautiful name. Delcia is here from Alabama. Hilda is here from Perth, Australia, and it's very hot there. Hilda, please send some of it our way. We could use it right now. Oh, Mary Lou is here from a cold Florida. Honestly, everybody is getting this. Priscilla's here. The high in Oklahoma today was 26. Tonight is supposed to be a low of 6. Priscilla, bundle up. We don't want you catching any frostbite. Teresa's here from Utah, and Diane from Queensland. Boy, we got a great group tonight. I am so glad you guys are here. I have a really special evening planned for you. Um, suffice it to say, it may be of benefit to grab a piece of paper and a pencil tonight. I am going to go. Well, hello, Wanda. How are you? Cold, cold town is right. Hey, Green Bay was all the way at 4 degrees this afternoon when we were down there. We had to go south, about 100 miles south of us, and it was actually above zero. It was just like a heat wave, right? Lisa's here from Sugarland, Texas. Hi, Lisa. Always so good to see you. Nice to have you here. So anyway, back to what I started saying. I've got something really awesome tonight that we're going to do. We are going to do the starter sampler set edge to edge number 3 tonight. Well, Nancy Blocker, hi from Chile, Arkansas. It's been a while since we've seen you. How nice to see you here. So, anyway, what I want to do is I want to give you the mathematical equation. It's not really an equation, but it's how to plot these designs out mathematically so they'll fit. The plotting will work for any size that you want. So let's get started and I can show you what we're doing. Now, just a word of warning, I don't have Ken here tonight. Wanda, I probably would have asked you to come over if it wasn't so doggone cold outside. It is miserable here, isn't it? Dee Dee's here from Las Vegas. She remembered tonight. Yay, Dee Dee, I'm so glad you did. And Barbara's here from Sudbury, Canada, Ontario, Canada, that is. Welcome, Barbara. So good. And it is frigid there too, right? Okay. All righty. So, what we're going to do here, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. The templates we're going to use tonight are the simple, the starter sampler set, I'm sorry, and we also are going to use the edge to edge template set. Now, I was assured that the Deal Day 20 is up and running and working. And Stacy did contact me to find out which templates I'm using this week. So we should be going. Hi, Jan. Yeah, Jan O'Grady's here, and our schools have already closed for tomorrow, too. They did that by noon today. It's just not going to get any nicer out there for a couple of days. But, hey, I'm kind of happy. I look at it like this is great quilting weather. I don't have to go anywhere. All righty. So let's take a look. What we're going to work on tonight is our SS3 edge to edge. Now, what you will see is that we have 5 designs in here, and they're all the same design, which is really cool, right? The problem is, if you consider a problem, is they're all different sizes. When we're using an embroidery machine, that's real easy. We just kind of go boop, 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 and we either enlarge the design or we shrink the design, right? It's a little bit different with tablets. However, I figured this out, guys. I am so excited about this because we can make it absolutely any size we want. And we also can stitch it without breaking thread for the design. Okay. Evelyn Johnson has made it from New Haven, Indiana. Hi, Evelyn, darling. How are you? Besides cold, I know everybody is. And Pat is here from Melbourne, Florida. So good to see you, Pat. Barbara said it's minus 22 Fahrenheit up there right now, and she's in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. So guess what, Barbara? You win. You win the coldest temperature. Karen, hi from Colorado. I'm sorry I didn't catch you coming on in here. So So this is what I have come up with. It's really it looks like Greek, doesn't it? And I'm gonna shed some light on it. There we go. Here is the design as it stitches out with the embroidery. There we go. So we've got these two little smaller guys, two medium-sized guys, and one big size. One thing I want to remember to always reinforce, and hopefully I don't forget this too often, is it doesn't have to look exactly like this when you're done with it. Okay, this is your design. We're going to be close. This is the one I did as a test sample. And what you're gonna see is this line, I got this kind of point here, more like a camel hump. And this looks more like a smooth beach ball. The one coming from here is pretty good. And the one up here is a little curvier than the one that was machine embroidered. And I'm not worried about that. You know what? It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. And even if the designs in your project are a little different, it's okay because what people are looking at is the overall pattern. Whoops, sorry guys. They're not looking at the individual components. They're looking at the overall pattern, and that's going to be fine. Patsy, you made it here. Anne is here from the Oregon coast at 50 degrees. Patsy's here from New Mexico, very cold, 15 degrees and falling. Oh, everybody in the country's got it, don't they? Ah. So anyway, as I was trying to figure this out, this is what I came up with. I came up with a height and a width. And where do I cut that height to make the width balance out? So here's my height, here's my width. Those were the first two measurements that I wanted to get worked out. So simply came here, 1, 2, 3 1/4 inches. Okay. So what I looked at is from the tip to this bigger area here, this is going to be the widest point, is about 1 3/4 inches. When I held it from here to here, it's 1 1/4 inches. Here to here is 1 1/4 inches. Here to here is 1 1/4 inches. That gave me hope. Okay. I know that's probably sounds really weird, but it was like, yeah, if that's the case, this is going to be easy to replicate because we've got one measurement we're making in various directions. Okay. Anne is here from the great state of Texas. Hi, Anne. It's so good to see you. So, what we did, what I came up with, is I wanted this from the top to the widest point to be just about half. Could be a little more, could be a little less. It depends on how you want it to look. But what's really cool about it is I came in and I drew the center line. I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I came in and drew a center line. And I started up here, ended down here at 3 and a half inches. So I just kind of, you can see where I just kind of put a dashed line here. The dashed line is here because I know that I'm not going to sew it. Then I came here and I divided this area by 3, and it came out to 1 1/4 inches, 1 1/4 inches, 1 1/4 inches. On a smaller one, it came out to different measurements. I'll give you these measurements, okay? The other thing that I had to take into account is what template I needed to make with these arced lines. And how far do these straight lines come down? Well, that's a real turns out to be a real easy one. Okay, that's like the third time I dropped that template, you guys. It's going over there. So the center is 1 1/4 inches. So what it's going to be is 3/4 from here to here and 3/4 from here to here. 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 1 1/4, right? Maybe not. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, no, no. That's, I'm sorry, 5/8. 5/8. I'll go ahead. You may want to make a note here. 5/8 inch plus 5/8 of an inch equals 1 1/4 inches. So we want 5/8 of an inch on this side and 5/8 of an inch on this side. If you want to go bigger or smaller, say you want to go uh, 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch, you can. This is just going to be a little fatter, that's all. It's not going to hurt anything. And then we're going to come out 1 1/4 inches to the left and 1 1/4 inches to the right. And then we're going to come 1 1/4 inches down on each side. So what I did was I came up with my little dot to dot numbering system. Let me show you how I did that. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. And what you're going to see is, I think you can see it. It's faint, but it's there. Hi, Alice. Yeah, it's cold in there too. Donna, oh my goodness. Barb, hi. Marissa, or Maria, I'm sorry, Maria from Brazil. Hi, welcome. I don't know how to speak Portuguese. I'm sorry. I would say hello in Portuguese if I knew how to do it. Okay, so here I come. This is 3 3 1/4 inches is the height. Okay, so 3 1/4 equals 4, 8, 12 quarters plus 1/4 is 13. So what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters, or I'm going to go 2 inches down. 2 inches down from the tip to about the center. Actually, more like 1 3/4. Let's do 1 3/4 from the tip to the center, right here. And then don't worry about from here down. We're going to deal with that. So what we want to do is we want to come out 1 1/4 inches between here and here. Then we're going to come out 1 1/4 inches to the right, 1 1/4 inches to the left. Then we're going to come down on both of those 1 1/4 inches. Now this is going to start making sense. I am going to call this A. Then I'm going to call the bottom B, because the first line I put in is from the tip to the bottom. Then I'm going to call this C and this D. So from right here, from C to D is 1¼ inches. Then we're going to come from C to E and then over to F. And remember, 1¼ inches, 1¼ inches. E, F, G, H. 1¼ inches, 1¼ inches. Don't worry about this. And don't worry about this right now. Let's just go ahead and get the skeleton measurements in up here. And I'll show you exactly how I do that. After doing it a couple of times, what I'm going to tell you is you probably don't need to keep making the dots. I figured out after trying it a couple of times, it was okay. I didn't need the dots anymore. I was able to eye it out. So where I want this is I want it a little off center. And I'm going to start here with A. I want to make sure that you've got a good view of this. I'm going to come down 3¼ inches. I like to put it on a little bit of an angle too. 1, 2, 3¼ inches is right here. This is B, because it's the first dots that meet. Right there, like that. Okay. Now I want to come down not quite, not did I say not quite? I want to come down about 1¾ inches. And I'm going to come maybe a little less than that. Now what I want is, remember, we're going to have 1¼ inches here, 1¼ inches here, and 1¼ inches here. So that's 3¾ but we need to divide that by 2. So I believe it was 3/8 of an inch on either side of this. And again, I'm kind of tilting this ruler just a little bit. I'm going to put my inch line in here and I'm going to come out, did I say 3/8 of an inch, right? Oh, 5/8 of an inch. I'm sorry. 5/8 of an inch from each side. So 5/8 of an inch is going to be here. And I'll go ahead and mark that. And then it's going to be here. Normally I would not draw this line in, but I want you to see. That is 1¼ inches. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of push the right hand side up just a little bit. And I'm going to come out 1¼ inches and put a dot. Okay, it's my dot here and my dot here. And my dot here. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And this one I'm going to kind of put on a little angle also. And I'm going to put 1¼ inches here. Now what I want to do is come down from each side, the outside, 1¼ inches. There's 1¼ that way. And this one I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tilt it a little bit, which is fine. And there's 1¼ inches this way. That's all we need. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to show you the stitching path. And with this stitching path, You don't need to break thread from the beginning to the end of this motif, okay? Hi, Liz. How are you? Nice to see you. Alice, it is cold there too, right? Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Wow, everybody is. So I put my stitch directions, I actually wrote them out. A to D, then D to B, B to D, D to F. Sounds confusing, but it's really not, because I'm going to show you how we're going to have all of these marked. That's D, this one's F, this is H, and this is going to make a whole lot of sense once you see it come to fruition, okay? And there's C. So we're going to stitch this out for you guys. We're going from A to D. And I'm going to just double check that foot height here. Now for this, I need my 12-inch arc because this is going to be a straight line. And my 12-inch arc was right here a minute ago. Well, there it is. It's right where I left it. Go figure. Okay, you guys have a good look at this now? There we go. Let's get you right up over the top of it. So I'm at A. I'm going to use my spacing gauge. I'm going to come to the D dot. A to D. Get that out of the way and go ahead and clip off this extra thread. So what I just did was A to D. Now I want to go from D to B. The D to B is a curved line. Let's look at it here. D to B is a curved line. We can use several of our templates for that, okay? We can use the 4-inch arc. When I tried the 4-inch arc, I found it didn't have enough roundness to my liking. It may be enough for you. And if it is, that's awesome. But what I ended up using was the 2-inch simple circle. And I'm going to turn this sideways because I want you to clearly see how I did it. I've got this template against the foot right here, and I am using my spacing gauge so that my stitch will stop right there. So here we go, one stitch in place. This is dot D to dot B. I'm going to turn this around because we're going to go back to D. We did A to D, D to B. Now we're going to go B back up to D, and we want it on the opposite side. It's going to give us that nice arc shape. Here we go. If you want it skinnier, what I would suggest is the 4-inch arc. What I want to show you here is this is the difference. This is the 4-inch arc. This is the 2-inch simple circle. So it's a personal preference. Are we making sense so far? Barb. Barb is here from Wisconsin. Hi, Barb. And Barb is here from Mexico, where it's 73 degrees there. Oh, Barb, can I come stay at your house? Oh, okay. So this is simple circle 2. This is the 4-inch arc. It's a personal choice. Now what we're going to do, we're back at D. So we're going to go D to F. we're going to use our 12-inch arc for that. Yep, there it is. And remember, this is 1 1/4 inches. There we go. Now we're going to go F2H. That's here. Get my simple or my spacing gauge out. This again is 1 1/4 inches. This is kind of cool because most everything is like the same measurements. Now we're going to get a little different. Now what we want to do is what you're going to see is we want this curve. We are at H right now. What we have done is we have gone from A to D, D to B, B to D, D to F, F to H. Now we're going to come back to B. What we want is for this whole bottom to appear to be one consistent arc. Okay? It's not, but it's going to look like one consistent arc. So I took this out and went, well, that's not going to work, is it? Not at all. And my 2-inch simple circle, no way. It's just not going to get there. However, the 4-inch arc seemed to work perfectly for what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my spacing gauge and I'm going to stitch to this point where those two arcs meet. And we're going to come down and we're going to hit it there and stop. Now what we need to do is we need to move our arc over because now we want to come to the left side of the motif. So I'm going to again use my 4-inch arc and this is letter G. We're going from B to G. And there we go. And we're going to stop. Now, we again are going to go 1 1/4 inches, 1 1/4 inches, and then we're going to replicate these arcs in the center. So let me grab my 12-inch arc for my straight edge. And I am going to now go to dot E. Up we go. Stop there. And I'm going to this time go over to E. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to go over, I'm at E. I'm going to C and stop there. What I'm going to do is I am going to, you saw me do this with the 2-inch simple circle. Now I want to show it to you with the 4-inch arc. Hi, Valerie from Indiana. Okay, it's making sense to you. Good. Hi, Terry. Terry's down in Illinois. So this is going to show you the difference between using the 2-inch simple circle to make those arcs or the 4-inch arc to make them. Both of those templates are available in your starter sampler set. Okay. So now we're going to come back this way, again, grabbing that 4-inch arc. And like I said, it's a little flatter, but it depends on how you like it. And back up we're going to come and we're going to meet letter C. Now all we need to do is close this up. And we're going to do that with our 12-inch arc. We're going to go back to letter A. And we're going to stop there. And there we go. This is the same premise without the 2 different sizes in the center. I just did that because I wanted you to see the difference between them. This is the same premise we're gonna use for every single one of these designs. So what I wanna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and go off to the right. So what I want to see is, where do I want this line to go? Okay, sorry guys, I need to take a drink. I am so thirsty tonight. Had tuna fish at a restaurant today, and it sure was salty. I didn't think tuna fish was usually that salty. All right, so let me grab some stitching line discs because I want you to see how we can really make a difference. I'm going to come to about here. This is going to be my A on my next motif. So if I come here, oh my goodness, I like that arch. That is nice and smooth. You know, and I really think it's big enough, but you may want one bigger than that. You may want a higher arch than that. Um, and that's where these little fellas come in, right? So what we can do, we're going to start out in the same spot. Let me see. If I go, yeah, you know, we can do, uh, let's do that. Okay, so I've got it here. I'm going to come up and stop. Remember now I'm going to flip, rotate, and that goes in the direction that's the wrong direction for where I want to go. So that one's not going to work for this guy. Okay? But that's all right. What I can do is I can come up a little higher. So here we go. And then I'm going to make that curve nice and curvy, and I would have to move this. I personally like this one. I think that one just, it's perfect size and it gets everything where we want it to be. So before I stitch over to this spot, what I want to do is take a look and decide what size motif I want to put in here. And I think I found it. Okay. Hi, Millie from New Jersey. Nice to see you. Valerie from Indiana has below 0 wind chill factors tonight. Stay bundled up and stay inside if you can, Valerie, okay? Judy is here from Greenleaf, Wisconsin. And you know, I've got to look up, Judy, where you are, where Greenleaf is. I know it's not all that far from here. I'm in Iron Mountain up in Michigan. Mickey is here, and Janine is here from Lakewood, Florida. Donna, we already said hi to you, but we'll do it again. No worries. So this one, I think I want to use the medium size. So the medium size I use, and you'll see I've written everything down up here. It's 2 inches tall and 2¼ inches wide. So there's A. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my handy dandy ruler here, and we're going to make it 2 inches to B. And there's B. And I go ahead and put this little dashed line in because that is going to be so helpful when I am making these wings coming out of here. And I'm going to come down about an inch maybe just a little less, 7/8 of an inch. And that's going to be where I'm going to jet off of. Now, in order for it to become 2¼ inches wide, I need 3 measurements at 3/4 of an inch. So half of 3/4 of an inch, we need to convert it. 3/4 equals 6/8. So if we come out 1, 2, 3/8 on the left, 3/8 on the right. Now, if you take a look, that's 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to come out and make another dot, 3/4 of an inch to the right. And I'm going to make another one, 3/4 of an inch to the left. Now I can put one more 3/4 of an inch down. And again, this can be a little, you've got some leeway here with kind of canting those lines a little bit. So there's my 3/4 of an inch on the right side. And there's my 3/4 of an inch on the left side. Okay, that's it. That's all the marks. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You will remember those. The more you do this, the easier it gets. Okay. Okay wants to know the name of this template. Okay, K, which one? Is it this one this one you want to know the name of? This is 1/2 of the edge to edge. Here is the other one. These are 2 templates, and they come in the edge to edge template set. How do I feel about this template set? I think it's a must. I love it. There is so many things we can do with it. I have all kinds of things floating in my head. I don't have that many hours in a day. I wish I did, because I just know we can do some really cool stuff with it. This one, however, I used my 6-inch spiral from my starter sampler set. So let's go ahead and stitch over to our next motif, okay? Remember, we want to keep those stitches a little bit on the small side because they're going to make everything look smoother. All right. Now, we need this guy here. That's our 12-inch arc. And that's what we're going to be doing all of our straight lines on. And we also, for this one, are going to need our 4-inch arc, which was right here a minute ago. You guys know I'm kind of like the nutty professor getting stuff all over. There it is. So here's my 12-inch arc and my 4-inch arc. And those are the only, I think those are the only 2 I used on this. We'll see. So now we're going to come from A to D. And using my spacing gauge, and you'll see I didn't do a whole lot of drawing in on this one. I did that on this one because I wanted you to see the process. Oh, hi, Sarah. That's my daughter. Sarah sells Incos. Of course, I'm sure she's the only one that comes in and says, "Hi, mommy." Okay, so we're going from A to D. Then we're going from D to B. That's going to be this one. The question is, do we want the 4-inch arc or do we want the 2-inch circle? And I want the 4-inch arc just because I want it. You know, there's no rhyme or reason. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't have a particular reason for liking this one. other than you all know it was my nemesis, and now I'm in love with it. It makes me think of my husband. No, I'm teasing. Oh, I'm glad he's not here to hear me say that tonight. And don't you guys tell him, okay? Love to tease him. He's such a good egg. He really is. He's a really hell of a good dad, too. Oh, I just swore. I'm sorry. All right. Take a look at this, guys. This is the 4-inch arc. Do I like this? Absolutely not. So I'm going to go ahead, put the 2-inch arc, 2-inch simple circle on here, and then I'm going to come back later and pick that out. Now let's see the difference. I like having this side-by-side comparison. It may not be a whole big difference, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, it makes a huge difference. Whoops, I want to go this way. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to come up this way and come back to D. Look at the difference it makes. You know what? That's kind of a cool design in and of itself. You could do that too. Definitely. So now we're going to do some more straight lines because what we just did was we did D to B and B to D. Now we're going to do D to F, which is coming to the right side. And here's our spacing gauge. Out we go, stopping at our dot. There we go. Again, this is 3/4 of an inch, right? Yep, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to get to that spot, that B spot. So I'm going to use my 4-inch arc. Get some of this other stuff out of the way, guys. I am such a messy sewer. And I'm going to use my spacing gauge. Remember, this is the bottom center. This B spot is the bottom center. B for bottom. And I'm going to stop right on that bottom spot. I'm going to readjust. And now I am coming over to G. B to G. There we go. And now we're going to come up 3/4 of an inch. Remember, we're going to use the same measurement on virtually everything in this motif. In this size will be the same measurement. Every size will have its own measurement. Now we are going to come back to C. And we're going to stop there. Now, just for grins and giggles, I'm going to take D, my 4-inch arc, and I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put it in. Remember, this is going to make a rather flat arc. Now what I'm going to do, you see what I did there? Now what I'm going to do is take my 2-inch simple circle and repeat, just like I did on the other side. Go. Now I do all this turning for your benefit. Okay. I want you to have a clear field of view. Yeah, now we're up. We're going to stop at C, get our 12-inch arc out again, and stitch up to A. Isn't that cool? You know what, guys? I like this. I think it adds a little bit of interest. What do you think? Now, the next big question is, do I want to break thread and come off of it on the side like this? Or do I just want to stitch it out and come off the side? I can easily, and you can too, okay, because you guys are good enough to do this. We're gonna travel. We're gonna travel. We're all gonna go down to Australia where it's nice and warm. You don't mind having a few hundred of your best quilting buddies, do you, Rita? Uh, okay, here we go. Remember, the key to successful traveling is to just keep going. Go slow, but don't stop. Those quick stops and starts is, man alive, that'll get you every time. And here we go. Right there. There we are. Now we're going to come off of here. Now, because this row is already in here, I can come down in here and nest that piece right here. I can make another larger one like this or a small one. It doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you. This is the sample. That's the sample piece. So let's take a look at what's going to happen if we use our 4-inch arc. I like doing this. I usually have this done beforehand, but I kind of like doing it like this because I want you guys to see that we can easily, very easily, do it as we go along. I mean, really, this is what's coming out of our minds, and we can very easily make it up as we go, right? Oh, yeah, I like this one. Look at that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the smallest one, and this is going to be the bottom of it. So let me show you how we're going to get there, okay? And there we go, using the spacing gauge. And around we're going to go that 4-inch arc. Oh, we can use any one of our templates. Okay, now we're going to do the small one. I do need to break thread to do this because I didn't stitch it out first. But let's go ahead and go on the other side because just realized how late it's starting to get. So this one I want to come down and all the way up over here. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's do it. Draw it out first, okay? Now where did, oh, there they are. What I'd like to do, guys, instead of coming from the bottom, or no, actually we can cut from the bottom. Let's do that, okay? Here we go. And this is the edge-to-edge connector. Has such beautiful fluid. Okay, so I'm going to come around this way first. Are you ready for this? So now I want to keep going. And what you're going to see is it's just going to keep going. It really does. It's so beautiful. And I want to come in just a little bit on this one now. And we're going to stop right there. And you know what? You can't tell. Well, on this one you can. I guess I was kind of in a hurry. I didn't take my time lining this up really, really good. But if I did, this would come. Let me show you. Let me show you. This would come from here. And what's nice about it, I can come in here and pick this out afterwards if I want. It works, right? So I'm going to use, with my spacing gauge, I want it to be right here. There we go. And there we go. Now I got it. Got it all smoothed out. And so this part will come off. Easy peasy. But definitely play with these guys. They are so much fun. What I love about this one is we can go ahead and put a motif in here, and then we can come and do this, flip it around, and end up with that nice little loop in there. Okay, so we need to draw in this one. How we doing? Deanna, you will have absolutely no problem doing this with the stars for your Northern Lights quilt. Oh my goodness. Deb, what a beautiful compliment. Oh my gosh, you guys gotta see this. This is awesome. She said, one of the things I love most about you, Kathy, is how you change things up on the fly. It is so inspirational. Well, Deb, thank you. It's usually because I messed up. And what you see here is I didn't want that little crook here. I wanted it to be nice and round and smooth. So that's how it had to be done. And it's okay. I make mistakes. I just, oh my gosh, we're not going to talk about the mistakes I make. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I don't have enough time to put everything in here, but I do want to put one of the small ones in. The small one is 1.5 inches tall by 1 5/8 inches wide. And I did use this 2-inch simple circle with it because the 4-inch arc was just way too flat. For each one of these, the stitch directions stays the same. Okay? This stays the same. I'm going to assume you guys have all gotten this lookbook, or at least have downloaded it so you can look at it. And what I want you to notice is the 3 distinct sizes. That to me is the most important thing. You can use other sizes if you want. You can go ahead and figure this out. You will have these dimensions, so you will know exactly how to do it. So this is our big one. This is our medium size one with 2 inside arcs. And this one we're going to do is going to be the baby one. All right. So where did my ruler go? There you are. I knew it was here. I am going to put this one pointing this way. And this one is going to be 1.5 inches tall. So there's the top of it. Or come down 1.5 inches, and you'll see I brought that 1.5 inches is right the end of the connector that I did. It does not matter the size of it. I am always going to put that dashed line in there. It keeps me honest. Okay. Now, if we go 1.5 inches and we divide that by 2, it's going to be 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to come down about 5/8 of an inch. You don't want to go exactly in half, just above half. Just above half will work. Because on the bottom half, you have all of this you're putting in, and you want room for all of that. Now, on this one, we want to come a half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch, right? So in order to do that, I have to come out 1/4 of an inch to the right and 1/4 of an inch to the left. And I'm drawing this out so you can see it. Now I'm going to put my dots here. Now I need to come out 1/2 of an inch, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to kind of tip it up a little bit. This one I'm going to come more straight out. How about there? If I come out 1/2 an inch here and 1/2 an inch here, I need to come down 1/2 an inch on both sides. So there's my 1/2 of an inch here, and I'm going to come down 1/2 of an inch here. This time, this side is going to be just a little more smooshed in. Actually, I'm going to smoosh this side in just a little bit too. I just think it looks nicer. I've done this so many times now. There we go. I like that. So let's go ahead and let's stitch this one out. Where do I get this book? You can, oh, Priscilla, I am going to, you go to www, whoops, you're going to go to sewsteady.com. Well, hello, I can't even type, guys. .com. Uh, Lee, and um, I'm gonna show you, Priscilla, what this book looks like, okay? The lookbook. It's called the Edge to Edge Lookbook, and this is what it looks like. And it says Edge to Edge Collection 1. Okay, that's where you're going to find this. Now, what you can do is you can upload it and print it for free. You can also purchase the book for $5. Okay. The way I look at it, personally, I'd rather have the book printed for me. Okay, not because I'm lazy, but ink is so expensive, and there is a lot in here. There is a lot of information in here. So we've got 20 pages, just so you know, and it has a synopsis of everything we're doing here. The simple sample, the starter sampler sets right here. Then we're going to do the feather designs. And then we are going to do, sorry, Starry Night designs as well. So, I mean, we've got a lot of work ahead of us, guys. A lot of work ahead of us. I just hope that I do justice to you, that I'm giving you what you want and making it a little easy for you to do because I personally think this is just fun stuff. Oh, just okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and stitch this one out now. Okay, we're going to start at A, pull our bobbin thread up. This is the little one. There we go. We're going to go A to D. I've got to get my little spacing gauge here. I love my pink spacing gauge. I don't think I've used any other color since I got the pink one. Now, when we get to D, remember we're going to do that curved line down to B and then back up to D. On this one, you pretty much have to use the 2-inch simple circle. The number 4 is just way too flat. The 4-inch arc is way too flat. And so we're going to come down, stop on B. I'm going to turn it around for you. We're going to come back up to D. Perfect. Now we're going to get our 12-inch arc out again, and we're going to come out to F. And remember, this is a 1/2 inch. This is a 1/2 of an inch. We'll come down here. 1/2 of an inch. Now we want to come to our center. We want this to be a little bit on of a curve. So I'm going to take a look at what I've got here because I want to use what we have. This could be a little flat. Don't forget, you've got these too. I think I like this one. I think that one's going to give it a nice roundness. And we're only going to come to the B. There we go. So for this one, I'm actually using the connector, the edge-to-edge connector 1. Now we need to come back over to the other side from B to G. And again, using my spacing gauge. There we go. Nice. Now I can go back to my 12-inch arc. I always keep you guys late. My goodness, your husbands probably hate me. Okay, and then up we go. And we're gonna come. Oh, you know what I forgot, guys? I forgot to do this one. You know what? It's okay. Let me show you why it's okay. All right. Oh, it's okay because this is when we're supposed to do it. I think I did it early before. Yeah, this is where we're supposed to do it. So now we're going to come and get my simple circle. There it is. Remember on the simple circle, we don't need to put staple tape on both sides because it's symmetrical. So we're only going to use one side of the template as a rule. And now we're going to come back up. We went to B. Now we're going to come back to C. There we go. Right there. Perfect. And now back to A. And this is our little one. I love this little one. He's so cute. And there we are. It's a little different than what I actually had stitched out here, but time constraints and all that. So this is basically what we've done is not on this one, but on this one, we basically replicated our artistic rendition of the embroidered. Oh, okay, Rita, have a nice lunch. Thank you for stopping in, and I hope that hostess hat fits just right. I've got a feeling it probably does, Rita. Thank you. Okay, yes, Starry Nights is in this book. Ronnie just said, so Deanna P, I saw Starry Nights in the book. That would be a great one for your Northern Lights quilt. And you're exactly right, Ronnie. That Northern Lights quilt, you guys, if you haven't seen it yet, oh my goodness, it is exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. Okay, so are y'all ready with pencils and paper? What I could do, oh, I can't do that. Never mind. Okay. Stitch direction. I'll leave this here. You guys might want to copy that down. And the important thing is to copy this down because you're going to know that the 3 3/4 inch wide has to be divided by 3. The tallness should be just a hair above center. All of these measurements are all the same. So if you look here, 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 and here, they are all the same measurement. In this case, 1 1/4 inches. The medium one is 2 inches tall, 2 1/4 inches wide. I did use the 4 inch arc on it. These are all 3/4 of an inch. And this one, the small one, is 1 1/2 inches tall, 1 5/8 inches wide. I used the 2 inch simple circle with that one to do these and this. All of these measurements are 1/2 inch. What I can do if you are interested, guys. Oh, sorry. Okay. If you are interested, I could do just a small video for Westerly by Me and my 906 Facebook page and my 906 YouTube channel where I will take time drawing it out for you. So you will see me drawing it out and making sure that you have this stitch directions and these height and width measurements for each of the 3 sizes. Does that sound like something you'd like me to do, guys? Yeah, no, maybe sometimes. Have I lost you all? I hope not. Okay. Okay, Maureen says, yeah. Okay. So I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Okay, good. We'll go ahead and do that then. Um, I really don't mind doing that at all. I like doing it. And what I liked about this one, I'm going to be honest with you. I started looking at this going, "Oh my gosh, the possibilities of this are endless." Because once you get that basic foundation of size, you can make this any size you want it. You can make it huge if you want to, or you can make it ever so tiny, which I'm not gonna do, but you could if you wanted to. I think the key is taking these 2 numbers here and making sure that you have these numbers correct. How and because they're all the same number, it makes it really a lot easier. Okay, Deb said she was busy taking pictures. We'll go ahead and do a video on this, guys. Okay, can't promise it'll be tomorrow. Might not be till Wednesday afternoon. I'm not really sure, but I will definitely get that out this week before Sunday. That gives me a little bit of time, a little bit of leeway to play with. But since we are fortunately stuck in, um oh no, Joyce. Re-downloading, that is so much work. Joyce says she was re-downloading the lookbook. She couldn't find the original download. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Priscilla's new here and doesn't have an embroidery machine. Can you do all the embroidery designs with rulers this way? Priscilla, the answer is yes. And every Monday night, I'm going to be here to show you a new one, the one next down the line. So we've done SS1, SS2, tonight was SS3. Next week is going to be SS4. As we start getting in to the let me pull this aside. As we start getting into the templates, for example, what you're going to see here is that this is the number for spinifex, and you see the different sizes it is. It's going to be a little trickier for us to do those, but we can do those. Okay, we can do them. Um, it would be great if we had all those sizes of spinifex, but in agreeing to do this for y'all, I said I would use only the starter sampler set and the connectors. All right. So that's what I have been charged with, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I just love the fact that you guys come and you let me bend your ear for an hour plus, and I enjoy doing this. I really do. It's like having my friends over to my home every Monday evening. Now, tomorrow we are going to meet again at 6 p.m. here, and we are going to be looking at the set of arc rulers. We're going to have some lot of fun with those. We're going to do a little bit of cross hatching. We're going to do some surprise things. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's some of them are going to be kind of off the wall, but you know me, I like off the wall, so that's a good thing. And then Wednesday morning, we are going to look at the Tacoma rulers. Okay. Don't forget, I won't forget. Joyce says, don't forget to click on like. Oh, thank you so much, Joyce. Yep. Like, share, subscribe, all of those things really, really important. my numbers are starting to climb a little bit. I'm kind of a YouTube newbie, so I'm learning as I go along. And Maureen says, we enjoy and appreciate what you do for us. Thanks, Kathy. Maureen, you're quite welcome. I enjoy doing it so much. And you know what? It's comments like that that make my day. And it really does. I fly downstairs at the end of the day. Is there a place to find my schedule? Yes, Priscilla, there is. Go to sosteady.com and click on the events tab and you will see all of my lives there. And there's other ones that'll be scheduled as time goes on. So what's there now is not necessarily an exhaustive list, but we'll let you know. And of course, anytime that I put anything out, I try to let everybody know when and where and all of that. But I think I'm going to try once in a while to pop up on a YouTube Live just to kind of see how it works, because I like to see how things work. So that's where we'll be. I will get this video done for you all, and we'll have it on before the end of the week, before Sunday. And if there's no other questions, we'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Until then, let's quilt.